The gaslighting of Caitlin Clark's fan base continues. It is year two. I thought they was gonna, get tired of doing it after the first year. Trying to take everything that happens in throughout each game that the FIFA have, or any interaction that happens online between an opposing player, someone that plays the fever has some type of skirmish or incident with the fever and the online fans. I thought there was going to be, a quelling of that, but it seems they're just keeping it going for another season. Um, that's just that's just wow. And I guess that some people think that this is cool or whatever. They think that this is like what people are paying money to see, but like it's really not. And to me, I find it not to be funny. I think it's disrespectful to everybody else's time, and it should be disrespectful to the NBA and just professional sports in general. Because there's certain code of there should be a certain code of conduct and respect that you should have for yourself and your fans and the viewers that should make you want to conduct yourself a certain way. And these women don't have none of that. They don't have an inkling of how to behave on the court and off the court and carry themselves a certain way. They think they can just go out here, you know, do all kinds of high school type antics, and it's just whatever. And if you try to call them out, they'll try to throw, something, call you some type of ist or phobe or whatever. Leave me alone. I'm being harassed. And da 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 da. To deflect from their behavior. This is like how are y'all grown women behaving this way? You're supposed to represent a professional sport, and this is how you're representing it. Yeah, there's no wonder why everything's been in the toilet before she got here. I remember I tried to watch WNBA games in the past, and they've just been terrible. Slow basketball, um, not much going on. And I'm talking about even like the ones that everyone tries to hype up, online. If you go look at some of the highlights, like most of them they're not good. Very, very underwhelming basketball being played. All right. So when you see them talking, trying to talk like, oh, it's always been like this, y'all just haven't been on board. It's like, no, it has not been like this. I've been seeing it since I was a little kid, and even when I was a little kid, I knew it wasn't good basketball. So you're not going to gaslight us. It's been underwhelming for a long time, and we shouldn't have to feel, you know, weird or shouldn't have to feel like we're under attack for wanting to see Caitlin Clark's style of play. Um, seeing her, we saw her from college, and we want to see how she transitions into the NBA, WNBA. You know, and instead of getting a good welcome and her playing matching up in a decent way, we get a bunch of antics. We get people swiping at her, we get people hacking her, we get all types of people bumping her and stuff like that, doing all types of knocking her off and uh, elbowing her in the throat. Um, what else did she deal with last year? She got fucking spear tackled last year by Diamond the Shields. It was ridiculous, man. And this was our This is they don't see this like this was our introduction to the WNBA through this. So this is the impression that you have left on us, and you don't think anything about it. This is just ha ha ha. This is what you think people would come and paid all kinds of money to see, and you think this is what people would want to come and pay money to see. Yeah, you must be delusional. because that is not what we want to see. Uh, So yeah, your only lifeline to keep this league going anywhere in the next 5 years is Caitlin Clark. Okay, she is the standard of women's basketball. She legitimate. She also what you the best way to understand her is to understand that she legitimized the conversation around women's basketball. Before that, it was like you know what I'm saying? So she basically changed the conversation and took women's basketball and put it in another brought it to brought another type of light to it. Okay, so if you remove her from that, man, that's gonna be bad because it's like you didn't have her, and then you're just trying to come up with all these excuses as to why people should watch and come on, help support women's sports. And it's like you know, it's like that for a long time, and then now you have this phenom showing up, and now instead of just playing the right way, competitive way, you defend her the right way. That means you don't hack her, you don't do any of that stuff that I mentioned before. You just defend her the right way, um, and we get that type of goal. We see how she matches up against these other players, but that's not what we get every other day. There's some shenanigans going on, whether they're trying to accuse her fan base of something, or whether they're trying to poke her eyes out, or whether they're trying to, you know what I'm saying, knock her on the ground or whatever. Um, they're always doing some nonsense, and this is why. This is now we get to definitively see the type of league that this is, and that we should not feel sorry for them. And there's no need to feel you know like this. Oh, this is you guys are sexist for not caring about women's basketball. They should get the same attention. No, you shouldn't. No, you deserve exactly how it was before. No one deserved to see this type of stuff. This is nonsense. No one should bring their family to watch this type of garbage. And there was they're basically gaslighting us and lying to us about how everything's being played. And they're always hyping these women up. Oh, this is such a wonderful league and so many good women and there's so much competitive basketball being played. No, there isn't. Got a couple of teams that are stacked, and then whoever else is out there has like one player who shows up scoring like 20 points and maybe getting 10 rebounds in a lumbering way, and everyone else is just out there running back up and down the court, getting accidental points once in a while, or getting, you know, throwing the ball off, hoping it goes in the run. Injury stuff. And that's the WNBA. Okay. That's what y'all are trying to hype up, thinking that, we're just gonna like, oh, it's women playing basketball. And we're just gonna just eat that up and just want to, and now we're just gonna want to watch it. No, we're not idiots. We know what we're watching. We know when we see some good basketball being played, legitimate basketball being played, and when we see some BS being played. And this is some BS. This is some. They need to get some skilled players in this league quickly. You know what I'm saying? I think that if I was the commissioner, what I'm doing, I'm kicking all these old players out. If you've been in the league longer than 7 years and you never average more than 10 points in a season, you gotta go. You definitely gotta go. And every team would have a cute chick. That's how it be. Some chick you could visually gravitate to that you want to see, and then it'd be uh, they have to do media training and things like that. So they can't just go out here and just, we just want to see this. Oh. No, this is supposed to be a professional league. You need to act the right way. You got to do, you got to speak uh, according with the values of your league. whatever values the WNBA stands for. It seems like they don't stand for nothing except for everything backwards. They need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Or else it's going to go back to the dark ages. I think that the the NBA needs to pull the life support off this league and just let them just tank. That's what they would just they seem to not understand. They seem to not want to tank or not understand that they would be long gone if it wasn't for the NBA supporting them and their sorry league that's playing very underwhelming basketball. Um, and it's pitiful, you know, that Caitlin Clark, who's just an honest hooper, who's all about basketball. She's got that mindset like Kobe. She's got the mindset like Jordan. She's got the mindset like Curry. She just here to play ball. She's not here for all these other people's like romance and whatever the fuck they got going on that they're bringing to the court. These immature ass players that want to come on the court with all the shenanigans. They want to come on with all their lifestyle choices and issues, and they want to come out, bringing their mood swings and being dramatic and all this other shit. Nobody came here for that. People do not pay money to see this type of shit. Okay? People want you to act like a professional and play hard, skilled basketball for 40 minutes or however long these WNBA games are. That's what you're supposed to do. All out effort. You're supposed to show the bag that you got. All right? You're supposed to contribute on both sides of the floor. All right? Give it all you got, but also be respectful. Respectful of the sport, respectful of the way you portray yourself, respectful of your opponents, and still, of course, play them with a competitive edge. And that's what we thought. Like I said, that's what we thought was going to happen with Keelan came into the league. She's going to, go out there, go crazy. And instead, we got the nonsense of last year. And so what happens is all these haters, they try to take that and, she couldn't do this in the league. Like, you guys thought that Caitlin Clark could just do whatever she wanted. And because Caitlin Clark couldn't do whatever she wanted, now you guys want to start saying racist stuff and you guys want to hate on the WNBA players and blah, 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 blah. No, none of these other players were guarded like Caitlin Clark. And she was not being guarded in a legal way. And they don't call fouls on her, on all the people guarding her with their legal defense that they're using. That's not what we expected. So first of all, not only are they not calling this illegal defense, they're calling cheap fouls on Caitlin Clark. What the hell? Like, what is this? What the hell is like? What the hell? What the hell? What is this? We are not here tuned in to watch the most popular player coming in get guarded with illegal defense, hit with cheap shots. How many flagrant fouls were were put, uh, were put on Caitlin Clark last year? She was like 17% of the flagrant fouls were committed on against her. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. And they're gonna sit here and tell you that she couldn't deal with this and it's happening to everyone else. No, it's not. Show me any of the rookies this year that's being hit with all these flagrant fouls and hitting the throat and getting hit with all these, getting spear tackled. None of them. Paige Beckers ain't she ain't get hit with nine. Not a damn flagrant foul has been put on Paige Beckers. And they want me to believe that whatever numbers Paige Beckers produces this year are going to be the same. You can compare them the same to what Caitlin Clark did last year, being guarded 94 feet and hit with illegal defense, getting doubled every time she gets the ball. Fuck no. Paige Beckers is getting guarded. They're giving her leaving her space and then let guarding her one on one. Rarely do they go double her. I do not want to hear anybody else talking about anyone's stats in the future if I don't see these stats uh, if I don't see these players getting guarded the same way. Absolutely not. None of them are going to be in that conversation. It does not work. This is why we look at this the same thing. Like when people try to compare other players to Jordan, no, because your 30 points are not his 30 points. Your 40 points in games are not his 40-point games. You're able to stand at the 3-point line and shoot without anybody really, without the fear of anybody doing anything dirty. You're able to, get to the rim and, you know, make players without having to worry about a real big man. It's not the same as you have to try to get into trying to get to the rim with like three big men waiting in the paint, waiting to take you out, snatch you out the air. The real big men, real 7-footers, over 250 pounds, waiting to snatch you out the air. Not like trying to let you dunk on them. It's the same thing over here. If your whatever points you got are not the same as Caitlin Clark's. All points are not created equal. Every single thing she has to create for herself. She gets the most points unassisted. Do not compare her to nobody else. Her path is a tough, mentally. Yeah, they're giving her some mental work, but she somehow finds a way to push through all of that and just keep going. Because that's her. She's a true baller. She's here to play. She doesn't let their antics get to them. She's like, whatever. The only problem I have is she she doesn't get it how these women are. She's trying to do things in the background to help these women, not understand that these women are dirtbags. You don't help these types of women. You let them crash and burn on their own. Fuck them. Fuck them. Don't help them. They do little cheap shots. They laugh at your expense behind your back, but they want to, get dabbed up in public. They want to sign autographs for Caitlin Clark fans. They want to do all this stuff, but they want to talk shit in the background, and they want to call your fans racist online. You know what I'm saying? Which is problematic because you can't keep labeling an entire fan base racist. Like you're just gonna keep going after internet trolls and keep giving them attention. That's idiotic. That's what happened with the RG3 thing. He's not the only one that does that, but everybody's coming after him. There's a bunch of people that keep giving attention to some random Twitter trolls and stuff like that and blowing up their accounts. Oh, look, this person said this about Kayla or about Angel Reese. This person said this about this other black player. These are Caitlin Clark fans. They're so racist. I can't believe that this is her fan base. This is so scary. No, these are trolls. Ignore them like a fucking professional athlete. How about that? Be a professional athlete, ignore them, and do your job. Focus on doing your job. Focus on promoting the game. Stop worrying about little sidetrack stuff. These players are so easily distracted. And it's just, you know, like I said, if Clayton Clark should not help them with any type of deals, they have to figure it out on their own. Whatever goes on in the next year contract, that's on them. They brought this on themselves. The way the WNBA is terribly mismanaged is on these players, especially these older players that keep bragging about the way the league is. Like, congratulations, you have a terrible league. That's what you built. You built a shantytown league. All right, you built a terrible run league. It's a corrupt league. Like, if it was a country, this would be like Haiti and Somalia combined. Like, you got corrupt police running around. You got all types of the bad people just get to run around and do whatever they want and create all types of no safe zones and stuff like that. And regular people gotta suffer under it, and they can't say what they really want. Everyone's freedom to speak is just completely limited. It's like, oh, what is going on? What is going on? Um, but yeah, That's all I got for now. I'll talk about some other stuff later.